Winging it.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Friday. Pack of the week. We got Corey
Woohoo.
Connors,
Good morning.
host of Sustainable Packaging Podcast. What's up, buddy?
All good here. How about you?
Great. Amazing. Adam's out. I think he's got some big things in the works, so that's pretty exciting. Today's pack of the week, though, is we're going to talk about UV vodka. We're going to get into some of the design, what happened before, previous design. And this is coming courtesy of our friend Chris. So, Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Let
Chris.
us know where you're watching, where you're listening from, and let's get to it. I think we're pretty ready.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's coming from our friend Chris, and I'm gonna go ahead and share this. You can take a look at it, which is kind of cool. So, boom. All right. So UV vodka. I have no idea what ultraviolet has to do with vodka, but this stuff is made in America, and this is a redesign by an agency called Q. You can check them out here at designq.com. I think they're in Minneapolis.
Nice.
So if we look at like previous stuff, this is the old packaging.
Looks kind of like medicine before.
It does not look good,
Yeah.
right? It does look like it just looks terrible.
It's like a
I'm
mouthwash.
sorry. Yeah. I don't think I want to put that on my body at all. But if we compare it here, you're still getting all these big, bright colors.
Yeah.
At least it looks like fun.
Yeah. It's a fun. Look, I like the designs. They're interesting, unique. Seem to all have a good on-shelf appearance.
Yeah, they kept the black lid that they had before. Obviously, the color it's coming through from the product itself, but these, if I understand correctly, these lines change color in UV.
Oh, that's cool.
I think part of it was before they also kind of counted on UV light to change the color labels, but there's no UV light in store.
Right.
So if you've got a product up on shelf and it's dependent on UV light to stand out and present color, it's not going to happen.
You'd almost have to have a point of purchase display with a UV light.
Yeah, absolutely.
To show, and that could be really cool. That's a neat opportunity for marketing.
Yeah, you can do some pretty cool things with that. But as you kind of look around at some of these, it's not, you're not seeing a lot of color. They did a lot of changes here. You got stacked here. You've got vodka in the name, and then down here you've got it separate from the flavor. There's a lot of disconnection happening. This looks like the new.
That's the new one. Yeah, that's the new style. Well, maybe.
Yeah, it's got sunlight activated.
Oh, I see. Sunlight activated. Interesting.
So does the vodka change color? No, that would be terrible.
Is it a wrap, do you think, or is it printed on the bottle?
It's a label.
Wow, that's a big label. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm saying that because I can see here, at least in this rendering, I can see like the shape.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So they got a neck label and a body label.
Yeah, but that's what I'm assuming, right? And that's what I'm assuming from looking at this thing.
Interesting shape on the bottom too. How it's kind of got that disc.
Yeah, and then they've got this, which.
So it's kind of like they're encouraging you to bring it outside.
Yeah,
it's like a summer beach vibe kind of deal, or maybe in like, I don't know. I haven't been to a lot of nightclubs, but in a nightclub, do they have like UV lights, and is that a thing?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But like you're going from, at least you've got a cool pattern going on here. So you've got white, which is then covered with that UV activated ink, and then you've got the logo in black, and I don't think that changes. Okay. Turn this.
Yeah, I like that it's consistent. The only differentiator is the color and the flavor change. Yeah, that's nice.
But on shelf, is that just going to be white? Is all this going to be white on all of them? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of disconnection before. There's a lot of disconnection now because like you've got this stack and logo with black label, and if I come over here, it's still a little bit different from the previous one.
Yeah.
From what's shown here, and not everything that makes it in the render actually makes it into production.
The liquid might be that color. Is that what I'm guessing?
Yeah, the liquid's like this red or vibrant blue. I think that stuff remains the same.
Okay.
Right. This.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I went from this with a lot going on to that. So definitely simpler. And here you can see that this label is even smaller in production. I mean, that's pretty tiny.
Yeah, that's nice.
Compared to this being a little bit larger, taking up the majority of that. But again, when you're designing and you're, let me get this up here. When you're designing, you're presenting concepts, 3D renders, and you're showing it in its best light.
Right.
When it goes into production, you're like, oh, so what are some of the issues that you run into, Corey, if you're putting labels on bottles?
Well, I think consistency is a challenge, especially it looks like this label is a lot smaller than the rendering. It's just on the front. That might even be a screen print, which is more costly but looks a lot better often. But you have to line it up perfectly every time. If it's skewed, if it's the corners are curled, it can really look bad on shelf. Okay,
we've got Chris saying that the redesign eliminated the expensive photochromic inks. The new design saved on production costs while improving shelf presence.
Yeah. Looks good.
So, Chris, this is the redesign, right? Like what we're seeing here in this video, where this is changing. Like this is the new design, or is this the old design that still had the photochromic inks? So, like, is the new design just 4-color print in these, and they don't have they no longer are activated by UV light? It'd be great to get a little clarity on that because it's not super clear in some of these things.
I think this just shows how many options there are.
Yeah,
and it can be overwhelming for brands to decide, and that's where people like you and Chris come in and say, here's my ideas, and I think this would look great as a cohesive plan for your packaging.
There's been some great usage of color changing inks. Coors has done it with their cans.
Yeah,
that was if really it's at a certain temperature,
revolutionary.
Yeah, it's huge. It's become part of the brand. There's an entire business built on that now. That's used for pharmaceutical packaging, right? If things have to be within a certain temperature, like it's pretty insane, like the type of things that you can do with color changing.
Yeah. If you're listening and you're not sure what we're talking about, that's the Rocky Mountains on the can for the Coors Light would change to blue when it was the right temperature, or cold enough, I should say.
Yeah, and that's pretty. When a beer is cold enough when you grab it, but I think
but to be able to see that on a shelf is helpful.
Yeah, it just became part of the packaging. Like that is what people expect now, and it's funny, but it's a cool interaction that happens. I think that's what people love.
Yeah, silver bullets.
That's right. So, all right, man. So we're wrapping this up here.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks so much for sharing that. It's just interesting to see how people are changing packaging, the issues that you have on shelf, the cost that comes with. Sometimes innovation just costs money, right? Like photochromic ink, something people aren't doing. It costs a little bit more, and maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's not selling. So,
yeah. Like we talk about a lot, they'll get a lot of attention for this change. And that's important. That's an important part of a packaging redo and a remake, is you get a lot of press, and that helps revitalize your brand. So I understand why people go through the cost and the expense to update.
Yeah. And Chris, did you play a part in this project? or just a
Nice
fan?
job, Chris.
I'm not sure if she did. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
did want to say I'm heading out tomorrow to Japan to speak
right.
at the United Nations Environmental Program. It's something you can listen along with virtually if you're interested, or if you're in Japan, in
Mhm.
Osaka, join us there. It's going to be quite an event. Really excited about it.
That's awesome. So where can somebody listen along to that?
There's a website. I posted about it yesterday and today in my newsletter. So check that out. It's the UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program.
Amazing. Dude, that's rad. That's super cool. You're heading to Japan. You're going to be speaking there. I think it's, I can't wait to hear back when you get back. When do you get back? Will you be here Monday, or you can?
I'll be back late Wednesday night. So I'll miss a few shows, but you and Adam can hold down the fort. Thanks,
Absolutely.
you.
Man. Yeah. All right, dude. Have a great one. And then, I love Japan. I grew up there. So I literally spent a few years there.
I'll say hi to all your family and friends.
So yeah, say hi to all my friends. All right, guys. We're wrapping it up. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.